I haven't always been a Christian. In fact, I gave my life to Jesus about 15 years ago. And as I look back and think about what precipitated that decision and how it is that I came to be a believer in Jesus, it all starts with a very interesting two-word phrase. And that phrase I would see in various Christian contexts, bumper stickers or T-shirts that I'd see people wearing in my high school. And that two-word phrase was, Jesus saves. Now, I was not religiously minded or religiously inclined. In fact, as a punk rocker, I had a bit of anger or just ambivalence maybe towards religion. But that two-word phrase was in my mind, Jesus saves, Jesus saves. And as I would spend time thinking periodically about that phrase, the question that always dawned on me as someone who was not religiously minded or religiously literate particularly was, from what? Jesus saves from what? At about the age of 23 years old, I came to realize that I was in need, that I had issues, emotional, spiritual. I probably wouldn't have regarded them as spiritual at the time, but emotional, relational issues, and I needed help. In fact, I came to believe that I needed more than help, and somehow, intuitively, I knew that I needed to be saved. Isn't that a strange thing? I knew, before I even really knew what a Savior was, that I needed salvation. And that phrase came back to me, that phrase that I'd thought about episodically over the years, Jesus saves. Well, in the pages of this book, the thing or things that we're saved from come very clear. There's two of them. Number one is death, and we all know that death is an unpleasant and undesirable thing. You've probably heard the saying before, there are only two things sure in life, death and taxes. The second thing, though, is sin, that which causes death. So when we see that phrase, or we hear that phrase, Jesus saves, the biblical answer as to what do we need to be saved from is sin, and that which follows from sin, death. And at the age of 23, almost 24 years old, I knelt down in my bedroom at the time, and I prayed, and I remember very distinctly that prayer. I said, God, if you are real, save me from myself, because I'm afraid of what I will become if you are not real. And amazingly, astoundingly, I would even say miraculously, I had a sense, an internal, intuitive sense, that Jesus was my Savior, that He had saved me from sin and death. And that phrase that I thought about over the years from time to time came to be the truth about me and the truth about my soul. And it's also the truth about you. Jesus saves.